Duke Reid was a Jamaican sound system operator, record producer, and promoter who dominated the Jamaican music scene in the 1960s with hits after hits in ska and rocksteady. His name is etched in the history of Jamaican music and won't be forgotten anytime soon. In this video, I looked at his death registration form to understand the cause or causes of his death in the year 1976. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. This is the death registration form for Duke Reid. I will be looking through this form to fully understand the cause or causes of his death. I will also look at other basic information written on the form. I will begin by looking at the top of the form. At the top it says death registration form, death in the district of Kingston, parish Kingston. Below that, in the first section, it says place of death. And they wrote St. Joseph's Hospital, Kingston. So Duke Reid died at St. Joseph's Hospital in Kingston. In the other section over on the right, it says usual residence of deceased, and this means the place that the individual was residing prior to death. That's their permanent address prior to death. So usual residence of deceased, and they wrote 1 Anthem Crescent, Vineyard Town, St. Andrew. So that was where he was residing prior to his death. I will look at the form by first looking at his basic information written on the form. And that's on the left of the form. So we'll examine first the left of the death registration form. Here on the left it says particulars of deceased. Date of death 26th September 1976. In simpler term, September 26, 1976. So Duke Reid died on September 26, 1976. Below that, we see full name, and they wrote Arthur Reid. So his full name was Arthur Reid. Below that, you see sex, and they wrote male. So yes, we know he was a male. Beside that, we see condition, and they wrote married. So condition means same thing as marital status, and they put married. So yes, Duke Reid was married at the time of his death. His wife was a woman called Lucille Reid. Below that, we see age, and they wrote 53. So he was age 53 at the time of his death. And 53 is not an old age. At age 53, you're still young. So we can say that Duke Reid died pretty young. Below age, you have occupation or calling. And they wrote businessman. I think that one word covers it well. Businessman. Yes, he was a businessman, an entrepreneur, we would say nowadays. As a businessman, he was a record producer and owner of record labels. Prior to his career in the music business, Duke Reid joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force and served as a police officer for 10 years. After he left the police force, he joined his wife in the management of a grocery and liquor store in downtown Kingston. In 1953, Duke Reid entered the music industry with his own sound system and also as a promoter, organizing and playing at events here and there. His sound system was very successful, He soon became a record producer, specializing in ska and rocksteady. He established his own recording studio and was known to carry his pistol clearly attached to his waistband. So he was a licensed firearm holder. It is said he would fire a gunshot in the air when things were getting out of hand or when he was celebrating a successful record. The Jamaican music scene of the 1960s was dominated by outputs from Duke Reid's labels. Hits after hits were produced in rocksteady and ska. He had hit records with artists such as Stranger Cole, Alton Ellis and the Flames, The Techniques, The Paragons, The Jamaicans, Justin Hines and the Dominoes, and The Melodians. Yeah. So he made his name very well in the music business as a producer, promoter, and a sound system owner. He was also a justice of the peace. Yeah, he was also a justice of the peace. That has nothing to do with the music business though. Everything can be summed up in the one word that is on the form: businessman. That's what he was. Let's continue. Below that you see birthplace, and they wrote Portland. So yes, Duke Reid was born in Portland, and then he came to Kingston. or he went to Kingston, rather. Alright, so let's move over now to the right side of the form, where we now see the cause or causes of his death in 1976. Okay, so here on the right side of the form it says cause of death, immediate cause, carcinoma of esophagus due to diabetes mellitus. So we have two causes here. Let us look at the first one. It says cause of death, immediate cause. This is the immediate cause. And they wrote carcinoma of esophagus. What does carcinoma of esophagus mean? Carcinoma of esophagus, also known as esophageal cancer, is a disease in which malignant cancer cells form in the tissues of the esophagus. And you may say, what is the esophagus? The esophagus is the organ that food travels through to reach the stomach for further digestion. Signs and symptoms of esophageal cancer are weight loss and painful or difficult swallowing. That's a lot. So, in one simple sentence, he had throat cancer. That's what it's saying. Carcinoma of the esophagus is, in the simplest term, throat cancer. Duke Reid continued to work while showing symptoms of the cancer, primarily the symptom of weight loss. One of his artists, and I think it's Justin Hines, one day looked at him and said he should see a doctor because of the weight loss. So Duke Reid went to the doctor and was diagnosed with the throat cancer. After that, Duke Reid gave up on the music business. He gave up on the music business. He sold his record label, and that was pretty much it. The second part in his cause of death is diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus is just the medical term for diabetes. So he had diabetes. And so what the form is saying overall now is that cause of death, immediate cause, is carcinoma of esophagus due to diabetes mellitus. So we can conclude by saying that Duke Reid, that famous Jamaican producer, promoter, sound system operator, died from carcinoma of the esophagus, in simple term, throat cancer, and diabetes also contributed to his death. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, comment, share, and even subscribe for more interesting videos like this.